experience a new venture. Your story is live, and I cannot believe we're doing it. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling fantastic. Honestly, that Rihanna's got me
Hey, let's
going.
go. That's gonna be our intro song. I love it.
Look, it's fire. I think
Fire.
it's a perfect alignment with what we have going on right
The
now.
energy.
Great energy, and I'm just super excited, super pumped. Thank you so much for being able to help this mission come to life and also doing it in a great way, right?
Yes, it's going to be so cool. People, you're going to be able to listen to it live on the radio. You're going to look at it on YouTube, on Instagram, every social media platform you could possibly want. We're streaming it live right now, so it can go on YouTube. So, hi, YouTube world. You see us on our computers right now, then hearing it on KCU. Just so much is going on. It's just on Spotify. This is just so cool. But people need to know why. What is the story? What is this mission? Colleen, tell people all about it.
So I know some people might recognize me from the volleyball court and they're like, Colleen, what in the world are you doing? Especially because when I decided to do Miss Boone County, I didn't tell anybody. The only people that I told was Rourke, who's my strength coach and continued to help me kind of train for the pageant. Katie White, who took my headshots at the
Miss
time.
Social Media from Missouri.
Yes, and Naomi only knew because Naomi lives with Katie. And I said I really wanted to keep it kind of a secret just to kind of get my foot in the door again. But a lot of people don't know I used to do pageants when I was younger. I'm originally from South Carolina. Pageantry is huge down in the South. I watched my sister place top 15 at Miss South Carolina many moons ago. And so I grew up in that world. But I'll tell you what. When I was that age, I was so insecure in myself, did not believe in myself. I didn't think I was pretty, capable. When I would watch all these women compete on the stage, I was like, oh my God, that will never be me. I think my mom recognized that. She wanted me to be more pageants modeling, but she allowed me to pursue sports. And that was probably one of the greatest decisions ever. And volleyball specifically changed the entire trajectory of my life. It not only allowed me to develop athletically and made me become a Division I professional athlete, but it allowed me to grow as a person and a woman. So by the time I got done this past December, I was like, I'm a better woman walking out of this whole experience than walking in. I really want to retry the pageant experience because I now have a foundation in who I am, the woman that I am, and I now have a story to tell to be able to explain to young women, you don't have to be like the sports girl or the pageant girl or the nerd or et cetera, et cetera. You can be anything you want to be. I just think that well, I don't think, I know that sports gives you a foundation that can really set you up for the rest of your life. So you can be the Division I athlete, Miss America, or anything else in between.
It's a story that's so captivating. For me, I knew Colleen on the volleyball court, right? I was broadcasting with SC Network and here on KCOU, and it was you sometimes forget that these are human beings and someone that is so special, and then we were able to connect at a very fun way. I'm sure you're going to hear a lot about it here on the show. But it was amazing to hear this story for the first time when we sat down over crepes and coffee. That was crazy. That was great.
Shout out to Cola.
Yeah, shout out to Cola Coffee. Shout out to Cola Coffee.
Absolutely.
Not sponsored. Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Not yet.
Not yet. Soon. But it was something that I was like, wow, this is a very amazing human being. Not only an exceptional athlete who played professionally, he is a one-of-one human who is now doing amazing things. And then you tell me this story after a pickleball tournament that you want to do this mission. It's like, how can I help? And being able to do this, it really is so special. It's bigger than sport.
It really is. And so that's kind of the reason why my entire platform is called Play Her Potential. Because I don't want the goal, like, obviously I would love for every single girl to go D1 or go play professional, but realistically, that's just not possible, right? And so I wanted to create something that allowed young women to understand, one, sports can really be a tool for you as you guide yourself through life. And so it's kind of like figuring out who you are, your potential can be done through the sports world. And so my niche focus is those girls age 5 to 14, because that's really those fundamental years. And then after that, you see a sharp decrease in the number of young women that are playing sports. And if you drop out and don't play again, I mean, you really don't get the full benefits that the sports world can provide for you. And so that's just one aspect. And some people are like, well, your niche focus is young women. Well, you have advocates like yourself. And so, Aaron, that's why I'm so grateful for you, because one, when I told you about this project, I was like, I really don't know where I'm going with this, but this is kind of what I would like to do. But being able to have advocates and allies like yourself that help support this message and be able to bring it on a bigger stage is like huge. So I greatly appreciate
I
you.
appreciate you. This is a platform that is just, it takes a special person to do this and being able to assist in any way
Yeah.
possible and doing it, and everyone's gonna be able to see this, and we're doing it on all these different platforms. There's just a lot of moving parts to make this thing
There
as
is.
possible.
But I'll be honest, you saw it on the court. I'm hugely competitive.
Yes.
Very fiery, very passionate. And that is something that I want to translate into every aspect of my life. Like, I don't want you to just know me as, oh my gosh, that was a super competitive person on the court. No, I am extremely passionate with whatever that I decide to do, and I'll do it to 100% of my ability. But I am really passionate about this project. And so it's nice that, my playing days are over, but how can I continue to inspire and empower the next young woman to understand it's okay. You can be the fiery competitor on the court, but also, maybe one day when your playing days are over, how can you continue to inspire and empower the next generation?
One of the coolest things that we're going to be seeing is not only Colleen's story, we're going to be hearing that live. It's going to be a lot of different athletes coming in. And today, Euphenie Andre.
Oh, listen, we have so much to talk with her later today, but I'm excited that she is going to be our first in-studio guest today. She is not only a tremendous athlete, let me tell you, but her story and how she was able to become the woman that she is today is something that, again, I don't think many people know exactly how she was able to get, the success and accolades that she was able to earn along the way. Not only that, she's one of my best friends ever. And I've really enjoyed our relationship and being able to kind of understand that she's one way, I'm another. She has different goals and accolades that she wants to try and achieve. I have different goals and accolades. That's all right. We're still able to support one another, try to get her to where she wants to be. She helps me get to where I want to be, and being able to build each other up along the way. And I think that's just womanhood summed up.
Yes, it's really wonderful. And for people who are about to listen to Euphenie's story, how did you guys meet? That's going to be the biggest thing. We're going to want to learn.
Listen, you got to stay tuned for that one. So, but I am so grateful that I did get a chance to meet her. She was actually she was the first person that I met outside of the volleyball team when I got to Mizzou. And I'm so glad, like, that happened in summer of 2023, right? 3 years ago. And now she's one of my best friends. She will continue to remain in my life for the foreseeable future. And I'm just so proud of, like, who she is when I met her, the things that she's learned along the way, and how she's been able to help me grow and develop as a person too.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned for that. We're going to do a quick commercial break, and when we come back, Euphenie Andre live here on Play Her Story. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Play Her Story is live. We are back from break, and Euphenie Andre is coming on in just mere seconds. Colleen, how excited are you?
I'm super excited because, one, I know and love her as one of my good friends, and two, Missouri loves her as well. She is not only an SEC champion, she's got All-American status, silver medalist, on the way to go get, Team USA next, gold medal. So I'm excited.
Special athlete.
Thank you so much for joining us, Euphenie.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Now, listen, before you got on, we had a little bit of a story, but I said we got to save it for later. Let's tell the people, how did we even meet?
So we met a couple of years ago, and I vividly remember it being at the football South End Zone. We were attending a meeting for AIA, which is basically a student athlete like Christian group, and we just basically meet once a week on Monday nights and have Bible study. But I believe this is over the summer, so I think the schedule is a little bit different. But we met there. We were watching one of the shows, a Christian-based show, and you walked in with Naomi and another person, and I was like, oh my God, these girls are so beautiful, so exciting. And I was just like, oh my God, I was nervous to meet you at first, but you came, you saw me, you said, hi, hello, my name's Colleen, and you were very inviting. So was Naomi, and it's been history ever since.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, Naomi is also one of my best friends ever. I actually had the pleasure of playing with her on the volleyball team. But as I was saying earlier, Euphenie was my first friend outside of the volleyball team that I got to meet. And I mean, what a great meeting. First off, we're at AAA, we're talking about faith, learning, connecting with our relationship with God a little bit more. But I think that kind of ties into your story as well. And like being able to have faith in yourself and your not only athletic abilities, but your abilities to just rise up and be a champion. So tell us a little bit about that.
With correlation, I have my faith has impacted my track career.
Yes.
Okay. It has made a huge impact in my life for sure. I definitely think the year that we met, 2022, 2023, I believe, I needed Jesus and I needed the Lord really, really bad. And so that's why I did not miss a day. And even now I don't attend those meetings as much. I still, read the Bible, read my word, and pray to God every single day. I definitely think when I invited God into my life, things around me began more clear. I was able to understand what my destiny was. I was able to understand like what he was trying to tell me what to do, what to stray away from. He told me to stop a lot of things in my chapter with him for real, and it was eye-opening. And once I stopped doing the things he told me to stop doing, that's how I was able to accomplish everything I accomplished because he was telling me, Effie, you need to stop doing this, that, and third. And I was like, are you sure? Like, I've been doing it for this long. But I really need to stop. I need to change my ways. And he completely changed my life. Like I love the Lord, I love God, I love Jesus, and I just always use them or have them every step of the way whenever I'm going through something, whenever I'm anxious about any track meets coming up or anything like that. Like I know He wouldn't have brought me this far just to let me just suffer. Even if it's not even within track and field, whether it's anything else, like I know He's got me and He has a plan for me, and I know I just need to abide by them and live faithfully.
Well, listen, how did you come from New York State to Missouri? I mean, that's got to be a big jump, some lifestyle differences. Maybe tell how you even got recruited to Mizzou. Would love to know that story a little bit more.
So back in 2019, I decided Missouri was going to be my home after applying to multiple schools. I wasn't a top recruit. I wasn't one of those girls where I was able to go on visits. Like I never had that experience. It looks really fun, and I definitely encourage everyone to have those, but I never won any visits or anything like that. I was the one reaching out to people saying, hey, please get me, please get me, please get me. And then my Mizzou coach, caught him on a great day, and he was like, you know what, you could come here. And I was like, okay, period. Yeah, it's so exciting. He did make it very clear, though. He was like, you need to jump this certain number for you to stay here because I'm really going out on a limb right now to even have you here. And I was just like, yeah, okay, I got you, whatever. So I came here and that's pretty much how it was. I'm gonna take a deep breath. It was cutthroat. The athletes that he had here were fearless. They knew what they were doing. They were professionals. We're in college, but those were professional jumpers. And so I went from an amateur to having to get it together quickly. But obviously I didn't. You can't turn from a little caterpillar to a butterfly overnight. It took time. And in that time, I went through a lot of hard lessons. I went through a lot of backlash. I went through the storm. I did. But it's about how you get through it. So I walked on. I had a really eye-opening first year. I was like, okay, this is really serious. I still wasn't not that I wasn't, no, yeah, I wasn't serious about the track. I was just like, okay, this is something to do. I'm not knowing like how far I could really take it. So I was just going with the motions. My coach is telling me, Effany, like, you're kind of good. So he was really hard on me at the first, but after he saw me compete, he was just like, wait, this girl actually might be special. And then after that is when he was like, no, Effany, you can take this serious because you're actually like really, really good. And I was like, are you sure? Are you sure? And then I didn't start taking it seriously until 2023. 3 years now. Oh my gosh, y'all. We getting old. Okay, so 2023 is when I took it serious after I made my first Team USA. I had insane imposter syndrome. I was just like, are you sure I'm supposed to be here? So after that, I took it seriously, and I've been in Missouri ever since. I'm basically a Missourian at this point. It's like I was a New Yorker, but now I'm Missourian. But the good thing about Columbia is that it's very similar to my hometown. It's actually a bit bigger than my hometown. I'm from a really, really small country, neck in the woods town. So Columbia is like a little city. But now I've been here so long, it's kind of like, okay, Columbia is a little town now. I realize that it's like very small, but it's homey.
Now, look, you just touched on a ton of great information. But I think one of the overarching messages is like you speak about your coach and how he helped you along the way to really understand, where your potential could lead you to. Besides him, where is some of that mentorship that really helped you along the way?
Yeah, Coach Shama was definitely a big impact of my young adulthood. My mother, I think she takes a cake. I would be so rude to not mention my mother. Like she taught me everything I know from tying my shoes to paying my bills, and she did it all on her own. Single mother. She always says I don't mention that, but yeah, she was single mother and she took great care of me and she did a great job. Um, I've had amazing women throughout my life. Which surprisingly enough is that I have had a lot of male coaches. Like I never had within my track career, I never had a female coach. And so I've been really blessed with that. Um, there's also a couple people around the community that have been really helpful for me and towards me that help me grow as a person in anything that I choose to do, whether it's within track or if it's just doing things outside of track and field.
Absolutely. And so, like, I really feel like confidence can also come from the mentors in your life. And so that was a great story and talking about your own personal experience. But also, I think about confidence in yourself. And, you said at first maybe you weren't taking track as seriously, but when you started to hear from your coaches and mentors about where your ceiling could grow as an athlete, when did you start to feel like, yes, like I'm her. I can really do this. I can even do more than what I think. Like, how did you gain your confidence along the way?
Okay, so let's be very clear. I never lacked in confidence. Always
Okay.
confidence out the womb. I've always had I think so highly of myself, and that's very, very clear. Within confidence, but I understand what you're saying. I get what
No, 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 no.
you're um I think honestly, having confidence within track and field, I didn't get that until last season. This past outdoor season, I was just like, oh wait, I could really do it. I think it's because I had so much success. And so it definitely builds your confidence. When you're losing all the time, that doesn't make you feel good. That's not like, okay, I should keep on going. No, like when you see wins is when you're like, okay, like this is something for me. But I definitely have had people speak life into me and tell me, no, I feel like you got to keep doing it. I just find myself, I think God talks me through the people that he puts into my life. Like there was a time specifically in 2022 that I was going to hang it up. I was like, you couldn't pay me to do a track again. Like I was completely set on quitting. But my mother, shout out to my mom, she was like,
Oh,
Anthony,
mom.
just finish out this last year because I only have one more year left. It was the end of my junior year where I was like, I'm quitting. Like I'm not doing track anymore. But she was like, just do one more year of track and just finish out strong. Just don't be like she's really big on don't quit. I've never been a quitter in anything I do. I always stick everything out, even if I don't want to do it, it's because she just taught me to just never quit. And so I was just like, okay, like fine, I'll do it. And then that was the year where like things really took a big turn in my track and field life, where I made my first Team USA. I started doing all these things. I started placing all Americans, and like I just started like seeing a lot of success. So finishing it out and just taking my time and just learning that you're not going to be perfect all the time.
Euphenie, one of the best things about being a student athlete is that student aspect. What did you study here? How was that academic aspect? How did you balance both of that? Because a lot of these people who are listening to the show, they want to know how to be a student athlete. So tell us a little bit about that as well.
Let me just say I'm excited and happy that I'm no longer student happy. Not because it's bad, but it's a lot. I'm not gonna lie, and that's why you should give respect to anyone who is a athlete, whether you're D3, D2, D1, just to get up every single day and do it is I applaud you for real. But my experience was honestly amazing. I went to the J school, the best program in like the country. Like honestly, our J school is phenomenal. They give you the real life experience of being a journalist, going out on the field, going on TV, like doing everything. And I'm so blessed because they didn't give me shortcuts, not at all, but they were understanding of me. But I still had to do everything on time. I'm surprised at myself and how I was able to do it. Like looking back, I'm just like, I don't know how I did it. I just know I got it done. I remember like being exhausted all the time, but like I got it done because there has been people that have come in and they're like, Ebony, how'd you do it? Because they try to do the same thing. They do track and field and they spread you out. And then unfortunately, some of them have to pick. They either pick their journalism or they pick their sport. I was able to do both, and I also have to thank the Lord for that because it really is a lot, but it's only a lot during your junior and senior year, the years that like it really, really counts. But prior to that, it's just all about time management and knowing like you have to get things done. I had to sacrifice my weekends since moved here. I have sacrificed my weekends. Like I don't get to like Colleen knows. Like I can never hang out on a Saturday and Sunday because I dedicate that time to like yeah, my journalism career because I need to spend time to develop that as well because all of the week is all track. So on the weekends I want to bring into because when track is over, I'm trying to be, on TV screens.
Absolutely. And that's really important. I feel like the student athlete experience, I've always tell people, if you're thinking about doing it, do it. Because the things you learn from it and the rooms that it puts you in, I mean, you can't replicate that in really any other environment, right? And it clearly set you up to be the woman that you are today, regardless of those super, super high wins. I mean, SEC champion, All-American, but those super low lows too. I mean, there are nights that are extremely emotionally filled. You don't like the grind time that you're doing in the dark. But now I wanted to say to the public, do you think your student athlete experience shaped you to who you are? And do you think it was worth it?
Oh, 100% was worth it. 100% was worth it. Like it matured me in ways that I don't think any other opportunity would have. Um, I don't regret it. I love that I did it and I love that I did it well. Um, gentlemen, I did it well. So I absolutely loved it. Like you said, it just matures you, gets you ready. Like there's gonna be some hard times and I wouldn't have gone through those hard times had I not been a student athlete. You're going to learn when you're an athlete, your whole identity is being an athlete. And one year, you're going to have an off year, and it's going to be like, dang, who am I without this? And that's why it's great to have resources like AIA or different clubs to tell you who you are. And that's why I got so big on AIA. It was because it was like, who am I? Like, I'm not jumping good. I'm not winning nothing. Like, so who am I? And that's where Nathan helps and describes like you are a child of God. That's who you are. And so now whenever I do that, I'm just like, all right, like I'm a child of God at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, I'm a child of God and life goes on. Like I'm going to be okay, even if I didn't win, even if I didn't PR, like it's going to be okay. Yeah, so things are good, but it used to be at a point where that would like make me sick, like, and it doesn't have that effect and power on me anymore. And that goes for a lot of athletes. I know a lot of athletes have that experience. They have like they don't know who they are anymore because athletics has been their whole life since high school. They've been the best at high school. They were the state champion, da 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 da. And then they come here and then they're against other people who are also that girl or that boy at their hometown state. So it's just a lot of learning lessons. It's a lot of hardships, but it's also a lot of good highs.
Euphenie, we really appreciate you coming on. The final thing we do before you head out, you did so well. We love it having you as our first guest on, is Aaron's big three questions. Three questions. There's going to be a fun question, a sports question, and advice for young athletes question. So the first one, the fun question, where is the coolest or best place you went to while you were on the team?
The best place I went to was this past summer. I went to the Bahamas. I made for my third Team USA. We went to the Bahamas for the NatCat Championships where I placed silver. So that was just phenomenal. You can only imagine being in the Bahamas. Like imagine going to practice and you go to the beach. And we stayed at a lovely resort. And I have family over there, so it was crazy because my family knew the hotel people, so it was just like it was a great, great experience. I had an amazing time. I met great athletes. It- yeah, I met phenomenal athletes. It's where I was like, okay, yeah, like I'm on the ones. I'm right next to so and so. Like I felt phenomenal.
Listen, I
Second
sure
one,
would like to be in the Bahamas this weekend with the cold front coming in.
I know
Um,
snowstorm on Saturday. Ah,
yeah, it's supposed to be 8 inches of snow on Saturday. It's ridiculous. But the
I'm
Bahamas,
going back to New
could you
York.
imagine going to a tournament for Bahamas in the Bahamas?
Look, I'm ready to go tomorrow.
All right, next question, the sports question. Team USA, silver medalist, national champion, many awards times over and over and over. But best career accolade, what would that be for you?
Ugh. Yeah, I think right now it's silver medalist at you nationals, placing third in the country. Ah, like many can't say that. You can't say that. Like I'm the third, like all the triple jumpers in the country. I'm the third best. We're working towards first, but right now at this current time, I'm the third best in the country. And that I have a lot of pride when I say that. And I usually
As you should.
Yes, yeah.
I don't get too excited about accolades. Like I'd be like, okay, that was fun, that was cool, but I'd be on to the next. But that's something I really cherish, and I was like, I'm really really proud of myself for that, and I want to continue having that. So that definitely tops the cake. But prior to that was definitely earning my scholarship because I worked so hard to get my scholarship. It wasn't even funny. Like I would it's what time right now? We would finish practice at 5 o'clock. I would eat dinner and then at 8 o'clock I'll go back out to practice just to make sure I was like even better than I was before. So I was super hungry pre-scholarship, Effany.
Your story, it's so special, and it's some athletes are going to be in your shoes. That's just what happens. And if you had an advice for a young athlete, one piece, what would
Mhm.
that be?
My advice is to stay in your lane and worry about yourself. You're not, for me personally, I wasn't a top recruit. I wasn't the one everyone was looking out for. I wasn't a big threat. I wasn't none of these things. They was making fun of the kid. So, I was getting made fun of as I was learning it, but I didn't let that negativity affect me because I was just like, one day, I am a big believer in the tables always turn. So I may not be eating at this time, but it may take years. Like it took me years to finally get to where I am for things to finally start clicking. But during that path, I was always in my own lane and I always was supportive for the next person around me. So I will encourage you to stay in your lane, look around, and to support other people that are around you. Even if they're not supporting you, I'm not gonna say you gotta support them, but just you don't spread that negativity as well because you're gonna have your chance. You're gonna have your day one time. So just do what you gotta do. Stay focused. Stay grinding. You gotta work hard. Like you actually gotta work hard. You can't just say I really want this and not do anything about it. Like you gotta put in the work and whatever it is. Like I said, God told me to stop doing a couple of things, and so I had to stop doing a couple of things, and I had to start practicing different things and stuff like that. So my big encouragement is to work really hard, focus on yourself, and remain positive for everyone else.
Well, you heard it here first from a legend herself. Thank you so much, Euphenie, for being our first in studio guest. We really appreciate you just taking the time out of your day to one, interview with us, two, be vulnerable to tell your story and be able to encourage and inspire young women around the country. We really appreciate you just being on our show today.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Effany. And that will do it. First episode of Play Her Story in the books. Colleen, whoo! How do you feel?
Feel fantastic. I mean, this is what it's all about right here. Great people, great human being, great athlete, and a great story. So thank you so much, and thank you for listening to Play Her Story.